sewing this just from like ear to ear. I'm just gonna sew from one side onto the other side, but you'll see that. And I'm taking my time to make sure that I double stitch this. You see how I'm holding the thread upward? I'm taking the needle straight through that middle just open section, and it kind of creates a knot automatically. And you'll see every so often I'll kind of wrap the thread around the needle a couple of times just to ensure that that knot is in place. And you'll see me do this throughout the video. So I just hold it up, put it through the hole, drag it out, and every so often I double it. And I just finished that entire process going throughout the head. So for hair, I'm going to be using Lavi's Brazilian Straight. I have 3 18 inches, and I'm just going to put all those in at the same time. Of course, I'm going to try to fit in as much hair as possible. I went ahead and started from the very base of where that frontal started, a little bit above the adjustable band, because you don't want to sew down the adjustable band, otherwise it won't move at all. So following that same stitching, I'm doing my 1 2 3 loop, loop, 1 2 3. So once I've reached the other side of the head, I kind of start to curve the wefts upward and continue to sew until, you know, I feel comfortable enough to flip it without anything showing. And if you are kind of a beginner at this, it kind of helps to get those T-pins just to hold the hair in place. That way all you have to worry about is actually sewing. So I'll go ahead and flip the hair, and then I use a T-pin just to hold everything in place and continue to sew. I continue with like the C motion all the way up to the top of the frontal. As you can see, I'll slowly start to fill it in, and I continue to flip. When I flip my wefts, I make sure that everything is extremely flat. In some instances, you aren't able to flip the weft, but if you do notice that there is any bulkiness, make sure that you cut that weft because you want everything to lay as flat as possible. here I'm just showing you how if you pull the hair back, you can't see anything. You're not able to see any tracks or anything like that. So that's a good sign. And then just closing off the frontal, I just continued that same C-shaped motion until I literally had no space left. So it'll be no different than if you were doing like a full weave sewing and you continue to sew until there was no more spaces. And then I just cut off that extra weft, and there you go. So here I'm just looking at the wig, just checking it out. And as you can see, everything is really, really full. And I was only able to get about maybe 2 3/4 of the wefts in this head, but everything still looks really, really full. And as you can see, these ends kind of look a little jagged. I'm not sure if the hair was just... I'm not sure if that came from me just tugging and pulling on the hair, but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that up. So I'm just going to be doing some long layers in the hair, as you can see. And I'm just taking that and kind of dragging my scissors down in diagonal motion. And I'm going to follow that same guide all the way around the head. And I'm just going to cut off any uneven pieces of hair. It's not even so much that the hair has split ends. It's just the way that I put the hair in. It causes everything to kind of lay differently. So you just want to make sure that you trim everything up. That way when you actually straighten and style the hair, everything lays seamlessly and you don't have to worry about any like random stray pieces or anything like that. So you always want to make sure that you cut up or at least try to layer, add a little bit of life into your extensions. Don't just put them in and go. And I'm just doing the same thing on both sides. So I pulled the hair straight from the middle and I'm making sure that everything lines up properly. And I'm kind of going to over direct the hair to each side just to make sure that those layers are exactly where they should be. And as you'll see me checking my work over and over again. Pulling the hair all the way over and just trimming up any sparse hairs. So this is what you should be left with. And I'm just going to go ahead and sew an elastic band onto the inside of the wig. And then I'm also going to sew just a weft going right up under the wig cap in case I want to flip it up, put it in a ponytail, but I'll show you that. So I went ahead and flipped the wig inside out, and I'm going to start stitching right below where that adjustable band is, being sure not to touch it because you want to be able to pull the straps on this adjustable band. And I'm just going to make sure I sew from ear to ear. And I went ahead and measured out the hair. So I only have enough weft for ear to ear closure. So cutting off the lace, you would think that it would be kind of self-explanatory, but a lot of people screw this part up. You want to make sure that you go really, really slowly, not to cut off too much hair, but not to leave too much lace. So you just want to make sure you have your glasses on or whatever you need to see better. And just make sure you're really, really careful because you don't want to fray the lace. So here's a quick look at my braids. I'll make sure I link my braiding tutorial down for you, and I'm just using my Stretch Right elastic band. Like I said, I'm gonna add this to the wig, of course. And I already have a video for how to sew an elastic band onto a wig cap, and I'll link that down below also. So I'm just putting the wig on, adjusting it to my head size, making sure that everything fits comfortably, not too tight, not too loose. And so this is pretty much what the wig looked like. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure you stay tuned for part 2 for the styling video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.
You're a holiday, a glass of ocean slipping down my throat and landing on my hopes. I'm dreaming off the maps, no hidden grids, I'm fleeing. I worship